Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Tangle Teacher. And, ooh, my studio has some bright light in it today. And I always think sunshine is a good thing. It always makes me feel good. And today's tangle is Anistaar by Sunali Shah CZT. And it's a beautiful tangle that can be used as a kind of a center point for your tangling, or it can lead itself into organic tangle. So it's, I think you're going to love it. I say that all the time. I do have a question that I want to know. Why do you tangle? I was at a spinning retreat, well, for Jarvie Ranch, and I was demonstrating spinning. And I always end up talking about Zentangle. And I said to this gentleman that it was therapy art, which I think it is. For me, I do it for therapy. And I just wondered why other people do Zentangle. What's the draw for you? So if you kind of let me know what the draw for you is in Zentangle, why you do it and how it makes you feel. I know when I'm feeling anxious, if I just sit down and do a tile or two, I feel a lot less anxious. So with that said, let's draw Anistaar. Let's get going. So here we have Anistaar, and I did a few other tangles around it. That's bad of me not to know what that tangle is. So I will quickly look in my book so I can tell you. Oh, it's Rixty. I should have known that. And it just kind of goes with this. You know, sometimes you forget what the tangle's called. Let me come in on this. And this one is pretty plain. I just did a little gray shading with it. So I am going to draw this one on a round tile. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And gosh, I'm struggling with lighting here. Let me see if I can't. I had a bright light coming in my studio, and then, oops. Okay, let's get started with this. We start with a circle. And I think this one's fairly easy, and you can, we might try two different twists on this, and then we just come up with a little, what I call a little fescue. And we're going to put 5 of these around in my circle. So we end up with 5. I'm going to have to adjust my camera a little bit more. I need this closer to me, and I keep going off the camera. Goodness. So now I'm just going to come and I'm going to aura this. And I have to go quite slow when I aura. But I like that in occasion to have to go slow. Kind of got a fat little line on there. Hopefully you won't recognize it when I'm done. Now we're going to come and we're going to connect this line and I come over to this, and I Just like to give it a little wave. So I'm going to think of this one. And you can see I kind of motion that draw so that I am coming so now we have it all the way around, and now I'm going to come back and aura this again. Well, that one I really did a fat one on there to begin with. But I love the twists and turns of this. It kind of has an aura knot feel to it, but it's not. So, and now we're going to come back and I'm going to come from this line and there we have more knots. And I'm going to come back in to this centerpiece because I liked those petals in here. And I'm just going to do petals all the way up. You could put whatever you wanted. Of course, I say that all the time. Do what you want. And maybe you've got a better idea than this one. I've been working in my garden, and so I just have that growy feeling, you know, the flowery feel. Even though something's eating the heck out of my strawberry plants, biting the tops of all the plants off. It's probably deer, but I'm not sure. Now, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to give this drama. So I'm going to just come in here and fill in this, you know, background right here. Just so, because when I do that, it gives, you can see the drama come into the tangle. And I always feel that filling in is part of the therapy. And also, for me, part of the Zentangle therapy is the art I create. I think we live in a world that has, you know, so much computer, cell phone, that when we do something that actually use our hands, that it's very satisfying for that stress we build up, you know, in our lives. But you can see how that's just making this tangle just come right alive when you don't see, sometimes you don't see the tangle until you add the dark, and then you start to see, there's a little bit down there, you start to see the tangle kind of starts to pop out at you with that black, that contrast. Sometimes adding color does the same thing, but when I am trying to be therapeutic and do it, you know, for the therapy that it is for me, I like to kind of stick with the black and white to begin with, and then maybe I'll shade with color. But you can see, I mean, the therapy is just really working there for me. And now I can come back in, and this space right here, I'm going to add orbs. You know, I'm just going to squish those in there, and then come and fill those little interstices, those little crevices with my black to also give it more of a pop. And you can start in the center with your orb and then kind of stack them out. Like peas in a pod. So you want to kind of make sure they're smashed in there really close. You can see that it's really getting to have a lovely look. Now I think I'm going to come back and aura this. See, because I want it to be just a single tangle right here. And now I think I'm going to go ahead and put more orbs of different sizes around this outside edge. So now I have them all the way around, and I'm going to come back and fill in these little spaces again below the circles. There, we're done. And now I'm going to aura this again. And you can see that it's kind of set to one side of my tile. And I'm not sure how I feel about that, but maybe I should do a little bit wider aura. We always remember there's no mistake and Zentangle Only Opportunity. And I didn't particularly find the center of my tile when I did this. Not really, nothing was really planned. And that's how come I really like Zentangle, because nothing really is planned. But I think how that is just turning out. Now when I shade, and my thought is, what will I shade with? Shall I shade with something that has a little color, a little pop? And I've really been using a lot of this turquoise, this aquamarine, and so I'm going to pick up, I'm going to do a pink pencil. Yo, there, I put my arm right over the top of that. So I'm just going to do a little pink, and I love pink and gray, so I will probably come back in here and add a little gray to this. Have to remember, I just want to do the petals, not the lines in between, and I about did the lines in between. So I'm going to pick up my, it's a cool gray, and I'm going to do a little cool gray. I'm going to just put a little cool gray in the center there, and the bottom of my circles are going to get a little cool gray. And I'm using a Prismacolor pencil, and then I'm going to shade it with, and I'm going to put just a little cool gray, and I'm going to blend these two. We'll see what happens. Blend these two together. And a little pink in here also. We'll see what happens, and then I will come back and do some more. So I'm just going to moisten my shading stump in my odorless paint thinner, and you can get these on my store. And as I'm thinking about it, everything in my store is 20% off using the code summertangle. I'll put that link in the description below so you can find it. And I like this. I like the pink and the gray. And not too much odorless paint thinner on there. The gray and the pink pencils are available on my store. Oh yeah, I like that. Now I'm just going to color these in gray. Just blend them. I knew they'd be pretty dark, but we get a little dark on the bottom, and then it kind of goes whiter as we go up. So now I'm going to do a pink on these outside orbs, and I'm just coloring around just next to that black that I did for the drama, and just putting this pink around there. And I'm not going to re-dip. And I've got a little gray on my shading stump. And that gray is pretty dominant. So it's going to stay, you know, it's going to pick up. So I knew I wouldn't have to add any more gray. All the way around. But I think that has just a pretty little elegant look to it with the gray and the pink. And I think I'm going to take my gray and set it off out here. One more line of gray around my outside edge. This is the fun of Zentangle. You never know what you're going to get. And when I started this, I wasn't sure. I'm going to moisten my shading stump a little bit. Just because and then I'm going to just blend this. And I could have just used my black pen and colored that in, but sometimes I don't want that much ink, and so just doing some gray here and blending it out gives that same effect that I'm looking for. I'm not really sure what effect that is. But it's therapy tonight for me, as I'm on some pretty strict non-lifting anything, and that's just not like me. I like to, you know, get in there. I'm going to take my gray jelly roll, and out here in this section I'm just going to put my two little, well, I call my 3 little dots, just out here, kind of flying out here on the edge. And there we have, I'm going to put my initials. And my chalk on there. And there we have it. You can see how fun this tangle is to do, and it's just, you know, a delight. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Ooh, put my hand right there. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And there is a sale in the store, 20% off of everything. And I've got the gray jelly rolls and pink pencils, and just come and enjoy. Thanks again, and have a great day.